Every single video you click on YouTube that says, here's how to find the daily bias, here's a new strategy to find the daily bias, are all using the daily time frame. But I'm here to tell you that I never use a daily time frame for daily bias. And if we're looking to just catch a lower day or high day move, you do not need the daily candles, if ever. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, how do you actually find the daily bias? Well, what you want to do is you have to think about it from common sense, right? The daily candle is a candle that takes a full 24 hours to close. So any reaction to any low to the left, any inversion we get on the chart, such as here, is going to take days and days to play out. And we are not taking trades, or most of us watching this video, we're not taking trades where we're trying to hold overnight or we're trying to hold to the next day. You can clearly see in this example, this is a bearish fair value gap. And what happens is we close above it, telling us we're going to go to this next high. But how does that help us for those trading prop firms? How does that help us for those who want to close positions before the night ends? Well, it might help us sometimes, but you're still going to find a lot of shorts on the lower time frame, and sometimes the daily bias will not matter. So what should you actually do? Well, if you're just trying to catch like higher day or lower day moves, you want to use the 4-hour and 1-hour time frame. Now, there's over 10 candles in a single day from 9 o'clock to about 4 o'clock. And there's 2 4-hour closes during the day between those time periods as well. Now, during each of these closes, you're going to get a lot of volatility, and you're also going to get a lot of signals. Now, what do I mean about signals? Like, do I mean actual literal buy and sell here? No, I don't. I mean literal like, oh, here's an hourly fair value gap. Here's how we're going to use it. It should bring us to high day, etc. So in this example here, right, this is, I'm not going to go back 2 years like every fake Instagram course seller, whatever. I know I sell a course, but I never promote that crap. Okay, my whole YouTube is free. I'm not going to promote it. I don't promote it. It's just a link in my description. If you want to buy it, go buy it. I don't care. I'm not going to shill you my course, okay? But every fake guy selling it, some sort of whatever, okay? You got to understand they're using examples from like last year, okay? I can literally find an example on the chart every single day. I even live trade every single day in my Discord, which I find I find this stuff, I trade this stuff. And you got to realize on last Monday, right, there was a bullish fair value gap to the left. Okay. Now all this bullish fair value gap told me was, maybe we're going to go to high day that day, right? We may not run 1,000 points like the daily is telling us, but oh, maybe you'll run on high day. Okay. So what you would want to do is, okay, you see a reaction out of this hourly candle. So now you want to go to the 1-minute time frame, and you just want to look for a nice piece of the pie. You don't have to catch the whole pie, right? I'm not sure what your guys' model is, whether it be inversions such as here, or whether it be a normal 2022 model, right? I don't need the daily chart to tell me, oh, we're getting a reaction out of this hourly fair value gap. We got a 1-minute bullish fair value gap here. I'm going to long this. You don't need the daily candle for that. Right, all the daily candle is going to tell you is, oh, here's where the next week should move. Right, the hourly candle should tell you, oh, here's where the next couple hours will move. And that's really where a lot of us are trying to catch trades and what a lot of us care about. So you have to understand, if you want to catch good moves, you do not need the daily candle. You only need the 4-hour and 1-hour. I prefer the 1-hour, and I even sometimes drop down to the 15-minute. So here's an example where we have an hourly fair value gap, and we get a bullish fair value gap here. We even get a bullish inversion here. And it's just a super, super nice move. And I only use the hourly candle. How in the world, if I go on the daily chart at this exact time, how in the world would the daily tell me that was going to happen? It wouldn't, right? Maybe the daily chart is bullish, but it doesn't really matter. It's really the hourly chart because, again, we're day traders. We're not trying to swing the daily time frame. And I don't really care, honestly, what the daily candle does. Okay, the 1-hour is going to be much more important to me. So let's go back a little bit. Another perfect example would be down here. Okay, so here we're at the bottom of a trend, and we form a new day opening gap or volume imbalance, and we also form a bearish gap here. Now, at the time, right, this daily candle looks something like this. Okay, this daily candle's like this. Okay, this daily candle doesn't really tell me much. But when we go down to the hourly time frame, and I kind of get into the market, maybe I wake up at 4, right? Maybe you guys are wake up at 4, maybe wake up at 5, and I see that everything of this has been inversed, I'm going to be bullish based off the hourly candle because, okay, it's like the hourly candle here has been inversed. To me, that's bullish because I know if we were bearish, you probably would have rejected this, and I'm going to be bullish for that day, right? Maybe I won't be, maybe we're not bullish back up to these highs, but I'm going to generally be bullish. I'm just trying to catch a piece of the pie using the hourly time frame. So if I go to the hourly or I go to the 1 minute and I see, oh, we broke it here, I'm looking for a long setup maybe in New York session, right? It looks like we get some long setups in New York session, and they're not a million-point trades to the daily swing high, but they're enough to be profitable and enough to make you good money. Here's actually a perfect example of one of my inversion setups, right? This is the only model I trade. I actually did take this trade this day, I remember. I shared my executions in my Discord, but I actually got in right here, I think. It was like off a 15-second, but it was basically silver bullet. It was a bullish gap here, and I already shared my executions for this trade. But, you know, this was a good trade. And why did it work? Because I was using the hourly inversion. I wasn't using the daily candle. I wasn't using the weekly time frame. It was a simple hourly. I only need to be in the trade for about 25, 30 minutes. It wasn't a big swing, and that's what I did. By the way, if you do want to check out my inversions guide, I made like a completely free guide on like how I rate my inversion setups A through C. It is free, so if you want to check that out, it's one of the best PDFs I've ever made. And I'm not saying that. That's just the feedback I got. So if you want to go check that out, just click the link in the description. You'll see it. And yeah, you can see how I rate my setups. Last but not least, we have a bearish fair value gap right here. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, well, the daily chart probably tells you the same thing. Okay, well, if I go in the replay mode and I go right here in the daily candle, what does the daily candle tell me? The daily candles right here are telling me absolutely nothing. I don't see nothing. Okay, the daily just looks like a clump here. I don't care what the day is doing. So what do? I go to the hourly. I see a very, very obvious fair value gap here. And every single time we come up to this 1 hour fair value gap, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to go to lower time frame, look what's happening, right? Maybe I'll go to the 1 minute chart and look for some short setups. Okay, it looks like we get a short setup here. Great. It looks like we get a short setup here. Great. It looks like we get a short setup here. Here's another inversion setup off of this same gap. Right? And I'm not using that daily candle. I'm just using the hourly, right? I'm just using the hourly, and even it's probably 4 hour gap too, if I had to guess. Yep, you can see it's in 4 hour gap too. Whenever the 1 hour and the 4 hour combine, it's actually a pretty high probability zone. Just remember that. But I'm only using the hourly candle. I'm not using the daily to tell me, oh, maybe we'll have a short-term bias down to the lows. And here's the thing, guys. Like, yeah, we're dumping 1,000,000 points off this, but you only need this to be profitable. Like, if you just take a 1 R here, that's all you need. That could be your only trade for the day. It's a piece of the pie. It's like think of it as like the galaxy. This is the Earth, and this is the universe. There's so many opportunities, and we just live here on Earth. We don't need to see everything. You can still be profitable just taking these mini moves, right? Maybe someone took a setup over here. Maybe someone took a setup here. This is the galaxy. We don't know everything that's going to happen inside the galaxy. We just know what happens on Earth, right? When we get these little moves, that's good enough, and that's all you really need to be profitable. So to sum this video up, I just want to reiterate that I'm not using the daily candle ever for daily bias. It doesn't make sense. A lot of times the daily is not going to have any obvious fair value gaps. Actually, there is a time right now where, honestly, it does have some good fair value gaps you could use, but I still suggest the hourly because you're still going to get reactions within the day off them, rather than a daily candle is going to give you reactions within a few days off them. And we're day traders. We don't really care about that. And ideally, it's better to use the hourly for us because you're going to see that reaction within the same day. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like. If you want to practice the stuff I'm teaching, make sure to check out Apex. They're currently running an 80% off discount sale if you use code DODGY. Just click the link in the description. You can literally buy a $50,000 evaluation account for like 30, 40 bucks. Super useful in my opinion, and it honestly is better than paper trading because you're still got money in the line, but you can't lose it. You're technically only losing $40 if you blow the account. So it's definitely worth a try. I have a couple accounts. I just bought some more, and yeah, go check them out. Link in the description. But other than that, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching to the end of this video. If you did get here, comment the word trigger. Okay, I doubt half the people got here anyways, but if you did, just comment the word trigger. And that's going to be it for this video. Peace.